Hello, Drawing 1 students at Weber State University. My name is Aaron Raskadden, and I will be your instructor this semester for Art 1110, Drawing 1. So welcome to the course. This course may be either in person or online, just depending on what the needs are for the semester, but I'm happy to welcome you to either classroom, either virtual or in person. And just a reminder, please start off by reading the syllabus that can be found on the left-hand side of your Canvas page. So I wanted to introduce myself. Like I said, Aaron Raskadden. Last name is 2 words, Raskadden, and it's not hyphenated. So if you see the Rask get left out, it's totally fine. That usually happens once it gets slotted into some systems at Weber State, or sometimes it even says Aaron Raskadden. But anyways, that's me. So if you see that, it's referring to me. Okay, so I'm just referring to my notes here. I have, for my online classes and also in person, I like to film content very professionally. So I have a podcast microphone right here, a ring light, and I have my whole setup, audio controls, everything right there. So I put a lot of effort into this because that quality does matter. And I see it reflected in my reviews for my students. So I read those carefully. So when you leave feedback, I do take it seriously. So just a few things about me. So I'm from Minnesota, and my wife Rachel and we moved here in 2020 to Salt Lake City. So I live down in Salt Lake City, and I've been teaching at Weber. I'll be starting my 4th year teaching at Weber in January. So I teach foundations mainly, so drawing 1, design concepts, approaches to material, space, and time, approaches to surface, shape, and form. And then likely in the future, I may teach a few other foundations courses, but I teach all of that. That's my bread and butter. That's what I enjoy. I've been doing that for quite some time. And I also teach currently at Salt Lake Community College. I teach Photoshop in the interior design department. And some other fun facts. So I'm duly licensed as a registered architect and a state certified commercial interior designer. It's a mouthful in Utah. So my education, I have 3 undergraduate degrees. The first one is in Spanish. The second one is in international studies. Third one is in architecture. And then I have a minor in studio art. And so you may be scratching your head asking why you have someone with a Spanish degree teaching, but I'll tell you why. So I wanted to be a high school Spanish teacher. I found out that wasn't for me, but in a weird way got roped back into teaching. So it makes sense. So I finished that degree when I studied architecture, and then I went on to earn a Master of Architecture. And I did all of these degrees at North Dakota State University up in Fargo. And throughout all that education in my master's degree, I drew by hand almost everything. So drawing is in my DNA. It's who I am. I like to think I'm very skilled at drawing. It's my favorite medium, both digital, physical drawing, charcoal, you name it. I'll pop up on the screen, likely right here, some images of my work. But I'll just talk about a recent drawing set I did that I'm pretty proud of. So you may know who Mike Vrabel is, former head coach for the Tennessee Titans. The stars aligned, and I do not know how, but I got really lucky, and I drew about 24 pieces of artwork that are in his house, which is really cool. He lives in a very big home. It's beautiful. I can't tell you where it is, but where I work, we worked on it at an architecture firm I work at in Salt Lake City. So being an architect is my day job, and then I teach in the evenings or online. And then my big goal, we'll see, this is more of a 10 to 15 year goal, maybe 20-year goal, is I'd like to be a university president. And my specialty really, or area of interest, is disability. So in architecture, that's my focus. I focus on accessible environments. And a lot of my interests are related to that, and how making environments like vibrant and warm and artistic and appealing, and especially catering to those who are physically disabled or also like any intellectual disability. That's my specialty, and that's what I enjoy. So I hope to earn potentially a doctorate degree in education, and then move into administration at a university and focus on disability awareness and just a level playing field for all my students. So that's a little bit about me. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, so I want you to know to embrace your artistic style in this class And if you like to draw something a certain way, that's how you like to draw it. I don't have a problem with that. The one thing that we'll have to watch out for is when we do an observational drawing, because those will have to be as you see it. And if we have something that is as you see it, or also known as observational, I will make it incredibly clear, size 80 font, red, underlined, blinking, bold, whatever, that that's something that we need to table our own artistic style and work on like realistic interpretation of that item. Okay, so I'm going to pop up more work on here. I'm currently working on a book. I hopefully, fingers crossed, will get it published. I might have to self-publish it, but I don't really care. It's interesting either way. But I like to work digitally. I also draw by hand, but digital drawing has been my bread and butter, particularly in Procreate. So I've been doing that for a while, and I'll show some of my surrealist collages right here. And so I'm compiling a book of 100 drawings, collages, and it really is a look back at my first 30 years of life and just analyzing events, how I reacted to them, things I've done that maybe I'm not too proud of, or learning moments, or things I'm proud of, reflecting on childhood. So that I thought it would just be fun to look at those 3 decades as I get older and just study those. So that's what that is. And then my wife and I, we used to run an Etsy shop online. We did pretty well. I'll put up a couple products we sold. We sold silly stickers. It was called Dumpster Fire Gifts, and is no longer a thing. That is a story for another day on how I was forced off Etsy. I won't get too far into that. But that is just a little bit about me. So I encourage you to move through these modules. They will be very smooth and seamless. I have step 1, 2, 3, etc. If you have any questions, go ahead and message me on Canvas. And like I said before, please make sure to read every single word of that syllabus, wink, wink. Please read it in detail. There might be a certain reward for reading the whole thing, wink, wink. So take time to read it. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.